So you hear this promise, right? A politician says they're going to lower your mortgage rate, just like that. But is it really that simple? Can one person, even the president of the United States, actually just flip a switch and slash your monthly payments? Okay, let's get right into it. And this is the post that got everyone talking. A direct command: buy $200 billion worth of mortgage bonds. The goal: drive your rates down and your payments down. It's a super bold, simple claim, but behind that promise is a massive, complicated economic machine. So the real question is, does pulling this one lever actually work the way it's supposed to? Real quick, before we dive deeper, hit like, smash subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs it. And if you're looking for a top-tier real estate agent anywhere in the country or need life insurance, check out the links in the description. We've got you covered. Okay, so let's unpack the logic here. How would buying a ton of mortgage bonds actually lower your rate? In theory, it's a pretty straightforward chain reaction, and it all kicks off with something called a mortgage-backed security. So picture this. A mortgage-backed security, or an MBS, is basically a giant financial smoothie. You take thousands of individual mortgages, yours, your neighbor's, that guy down the street, and you blend them all together into one big investment that Wall Street can then buy and sell. So here's the four-step machine that's supposed to work its magic. First, a huge player, like the government, starts buying up these MBS smoothies like there's no tomorrow. Second, that creates insane demand. Third, simple economics kicks in. When demand shoots up, the price of the MBS goes up, and its yield, that's the profit an investor makes, goes down. And here's the kicker, step 4. That lower profit for investors is supposed to translate directly into a lower mortgage rate for you. Sounds simple, right? But does it work in the real world? Well, this exact theory was put to the ultimate test back during the 2008 financial crisis. And we're not talking about a $200 billion promise. No. This was a $1.25 trillion experiment run by the Federal Reserve itself. And just look at this. You can see the Fed's massive MBS purchases just skyrocketing. At the exact same time, mortgage rate spreads, that's basically the extra interest you pay on top of the baseline rate, are plummeting. On the surface, it looks like a perfect cause and effect, a total slam dunk, case closed, right? But when economists really dug into the data, they found a completely different story. And this is the big reveal. The academics found that the biggest thing pushing mortgage rates down wasn't the Fed's trillion-dollar shopping spree. It was actually the fact that other risks in the market, like the fear of people defaulting on their loans, were going down. And the impact from the Fed actually buying all those bonds? The researchers called it small and uncertain. Ouch. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Here's the actual conclusion from the researchers at the International Journal of Central Banking. They literally said they could only attribute a relatively small and uncertain portion of the rate drop to the entire program. Think about that. The biggest real-world test in history, and the lever barely budged. Okay, so if the experts were pouring cold water on this idea, what did the public think when this new $200 billion promise dropped? Well, they went straight for the calculator. Immediately, you had people on forums like Reddit pointing out the sheer scale of the problem. $200 billion sounds like a mountain of cash, right? But the question is, how does it stack up against the entire U.S. housing market? The total value of the market we are talking about is, wait for it, $55 trillion. That's a 55 with 12 zeros after it. So that $200 billion, it's not even half of 1% of the total pie. It's like trying to change the direction of an aircraft carrier with a bucket of water. And this one comment from somebody who's actually a mortgage loan officer just nailed the feeling on the ground. It wasn't seen as a serious economic plan. It felt more like political theater, a dog and pony show. Real quick, before we dive deeper, hit like, smash subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs it. And if you're looking for a top-tier real estate agent anywhere in the country or need life insurance, check out the links in the description. We've got you covered. Okay, so let's bring this all home. We've got the theory, the trillion-dollar reality check, the public reaction. What does this all actually mean for your wallet? It really boils down to this massive gap between the political sales pitch and the cold, hard economic reality. The promise is a simple switch a president can just flip for instant relief. The reality? It's a super complex, debated mechanism where the effects are small, uncertain, and are getting pushed and pulled by dozens of other factors completely outside of any politician's control. And that leaves us with one final big question to think about. When it comes to your money, your future, do you put your faith in the bold, flashy headline, or do you take a minute to read the fine print? Real quick, before we dive deeper, hit like, smash subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs it. And if you're looking for a top-tier real estate agent anywhere in the country or need life insurance, check out the links in the description. We've got you covered.